I want to share with everyone why Emma Watson has been such a big problem for me and why I dislike them so much. I say them because they are a group of women using the same made up identity. The short story is that they apparently belong to some sort of international crime organization that supports their made up identity and also responsible for torturing my body for 13 months by unknown means since late September 2020. At the beginning of last year, the year 2020, I was kind to them, very kind. However, the basis for this kindness has been faulty. I believed them to be a real person who is a worldwide acclaimed actress, also a model, and a highly educated and human activist. However, that person does not exist. It's a made up identity. What I had in mind was building a friendship by doing kind actions like Stephen Covey's principle of making emotional deposits towards the person from which a friendship is built. Little did I know that instead of building a friendship, I invited something very bad into my life, not to mention doing those actions towards a person that does not even exist. What I happened to invite into my life by doing those actions is some sort of parasitic entity that attacks my body on behalf of the Watsons. It associates the Watsons with feet, and it attacks my feet viciously for 13 months already. It communicates, or even if it can be called that way, by attacking mostly my feet or other parts of my body, in response to almost anything that happens around me, whether in a movie, or what I see on screen, or even to what I think. It's not something with a shape or form. It's something that attacks me remotely and also hacks my computer, moving my mouse cursor against my will to point at shapes or numbers. I believe it has something to do with the international crime organization that the Watsons are part of. For 13 months, they've been attacking my feet by causing severe disturbance in the nerves located mostly at the bottom of my feet, also penetrating nerves located deeper within the foot and causing extremely disturbing stimulation over there. It's a feeling that causes me a high amount of suffering, worse than pain. I would have wished to feel pain instead, but this is something a lot worse. Sharp, disturbing attacks in various forms, in various locations within the bottom side of my feet, sometimes more to the top, sometimes at the arc, sometimes at the mat, sometimes to the side, sometimes to the base of the toes, all of which cause me to suffer immensely. I asked them to stop many times by sending messages to them on Instagram or even sending messages to the UN. However, no matter how many times I asked, they wouldn't stop attacking my feet. On the contrary, they've been viciously fighting over my feet, as though they've established that area as their territory, that it belongs to them, and they would fight over it by violently stimulating it every several moments, 24 hours a day. They've been doing this to me every single day, 24/7 for 13 months since late September 2020. Often they would inflict so much suffering on me by attacking the sensitive nerves on my feet that I would scream as hard as I can for them to stop doing this, that it disturbed both my family members and neighbors. One time, I couldn't stand the torture any longer, that I hit my desk with my fists, and as a result of that my desk broke, and it remains broken until this day. For many months, I would have screamed at the top of my lungs and damaged my vocal cords from the agony and pain and suffering I would have felt from how much they tortured my feet. After several months of screaming from the feet torture day and night, I was taken into a mental clinic to receive compulsory psychiatric treatment against my will, which includes getting a monthly injection of a long-acting drug that makes me feel like a zombie, tired and exhausted, but does not make any difference in the torture, because it's real and it's not imaginative. As a result of the drug, my physical training results have diminished, and I was no longer squatting above 200 kilograms, which I had been doing priorly, but after several weeks, it reduced only to about 140 kilograms, and now I still squat even less than that. So the results of the hard work and effort I put into physical training were taken from me against my will because of the Watsons and their crime organization. By torturing me day and night for 13 months, they've destroyed literally thousands of hours of my time that I could have used either for productivity or enjoyment. They butchered thousands of hours of my time, not taking this time for themselves, just destroyed my own time. Even if there was a break period between foot attacks, I would always expect there to be a next attack. I would sit tense and anxious with my feet sweating, not knowing when the next attack would come. Needless to say, I was not able to function normally, and thousands of hours were lost in between the foot torture attacks. Often, they would not allow me to sleep. Even if I was awake for over 30 hours, they would attack my feet over and over after I go to bed. And if I happened to fall asleep, they would force me awake by needling my feet, and they would repeat the process several times each time I fall asleep. Several months after torturing my feet, they started spreading over to my lower legs, my ankles, calves, and shins, unwanted and unpleasant attacks on those areas. Other than torturing me for 13 months, making me lose a lot of time, and many times denying me sleep by attacking my feet and lower legs, they also ruined many thought processes that I had, or attempts of meditation, and also many first experience of trying to enjoy something, like a good movie or a TV show I hadn't seen before. Everything that they do, or information they attempt to convey, is done by hijacking something else, rather than doing anything independent like writing a message. They would choose to attack my lower legs and feet in response to something that appears on screen or otherwise in front of me, something that is said in a video or audio content, or in reaction to time shifting at the clock. Even then, the purpose is not clear, other than attempt to mentally compromise me one way or another, by attacking my lower legs semi-randomly or in reaction to something nearby. At times they attack my feet suddenly and sharply when they want to draw a strong association between presumably the Watsons and whatever it is that they react to. It is extremely disturbing and unpleasant when they do that, and several occasions have been particularly outrageous. When they react to the digit 1 as though associating it with the Watsons, it is outrageous because it's a basic digit, the most basic digit that can be used anywhere. When they react to the word family, it's outrageous because family implies either blood relation or mutual social past, or family relations between people neither of which I ever had with the Watsons, and neither would family have torturing someone for 13 months, not mentioning that I never had any relationships with the Watsons and I never benefited from them in any way. When they react to the word demanding, it was outrageous because of the idea that they would torture me with the excuse of having to answer to some unknown demands of theirs, which I'm neither interested nor obligated to. Plus, they never asked me for anything, they just attack me over and over for 13 months, and I'm not supposed to meet any sort of unknown demands of theirs. Another aspect of the 13 months torture is that they constantly stimulated my heel in an attempt to make me walk or move otherwise, and that's despite the fact that I already had spent considerable amounts of time on the treadmill in my room. The heel stimulation was so disturbing that consequentially I was rushed to sell the treadmill I had, and now I cannot use a treadmill at home anymore. I don't have sufficient money right now to buy a brand new treadmill of the same kind, and even with the gym membership, I cannot do the same exercises like walking while watching a movie or playing a video game with a Bluetooth controller or walking while carrying more weight than people would typically at the gym. The Watsons, or their criminal organization, have inflicted a lot of damage on my life. I have lost a lot of time, had various experiences or processes abrupted. I suffered a lot physically and also lost the treadmill I had in my room. At this day, they still torture me every single day, attacking my feet every several moments. They won't let me sleep. They won't let me sit at the computer. They keep attacking my feet over and over again, and this has been going on for 13 months already. I'm tired and exhausted out of it. My eyes have dark bags underneath them. I am under physical and mental suffering. They just won't cease the abuse on my body. I want it to end so much. I want my life back. My life and how it was before the Watson parasite decided to start attacking me in late September last year. I want my life back, and I want to be compensated with money for all that they've done to me.